Welcome to Wrong Time Watch. My name is Kevin, and today we're looking at the Long Island watch, Islander ISL-26. This watch is $320 on the Long Island Watch website. It has a full lume dial. That's why the indices, hands, all three hands and the indices are blacked out. Also the logo there. As you'll see at the end of the video, the dial is lumed and the black markers obviously will not have lume on them. So speaking of the lume, the bezel insert is also lumed. This is a lumed ceramic bezel insert. The bezel action is pretty light. It's very easy to turn it. The chapter ring is a polished chapter ring. Looks like it just goes straight up and down. So I'm not sure if you can see on the camera, but the dial has a bit of a yellow tint to it, fluorescent tint, and the date wheel is just your standard white date wheel. Looks like it's about to go through a date change here, so let me advance the hands forward. So this is a NH36 movement. It's hand winding, hacking, has the day and the date. It is, of course, a screw down crown. Make sure I'm turning this in the right direction. Put this back in the 10-10 position. You can see the seconds hand's not moving, so it's hacking. That means when you pull the crown all the way out, it stops. That's to allow you to set the time more accurately. So I screwed it back in. I don't know if the date wheel has different colors on it like my SKX. So let's see. Yeah, it does. So their Saturday is blue. Then Sunday will be red. So screw it back in. The crown's very easy to use. That is a signed crown. It does have drilled lugs. So the size of the case is mixed. It's brushed here, brushed on top, brushed here. But in between these two areas here is polished. I think my Samurai is similar to that. I'll be uploading another video here, recording another video comparing this to the Samurai and maybe some other watches. Haven't decided all of those yet. But this watch looks very much like a Samurai. I believe it's a little bit smaller, but I'll get into that in the next video. So speaking of the size, the lug to lug on this is 48. Let's show it from this side here. Lug to lug is 48. The diameter, I measured it at 42.5. Measured from right here to the part that comes in on the case over here. Thickness on this thing is quite thick at 15.5. The double dome sapphire is kind of a box crystal too. It sticks out. It doesn't help with the thickness. So again, that's 15.2. It does have 22 millimeter lug width, so you could put 22 millimeter straps. I think I saw on the Long Island website that you can use a Samurai bracelet on this, and also vice versa. You could buy this big chunky bracelet and put it on your Samurai. And Mark had said in his video that this bracelet matches the case, and I agree with that. It's kind of got the angular shape to it, so it matches the angular shape of the case. This watch it's quite heavy, even size for my smaller wrist, my 6.5 inch wrist. Oh, speaking of the bracelet, so I did measure the lug to lug of the center link here. Since there's a fixed center link, it sticks out farther than the rest of than the lugs. You can see that here. From here to here, that measurement is 53.3 millimeter. Now it does angle down, so it may not be a problem. We'll see it on my wrist here in a moment. So I think I already mentioned it does have AR coating and is a double dome sapphire. It is, of course, 200 meter water resistant. So let's get this on my wrist. I did size this bracelet for my wrist actually. There's still 2 more links in here that you could remove if you needed to. So if you have a, I don't know, 6-inch wrist, it could probably work for you. I'm on the, I didn't show you guys the clasp. So this is a milled clasp. This portion here, this part here is stamped. This is stamped as well, but it's a double deployant, double pusher, I should say. So you have your safety clasp, and then you still have your double pushers. So it does have solid end links. And it does have 2 micro adjust. Right now I'm on the middle micro adjust with the 2 links on this side here. Now these are screwed links, and I guess I would call this a blind screw because you can't see it from the back side here. I don't usually see that. Usually there's a hole on the back side. These screws, the thread is on just on the head of the screw, and it kind of floats around. Actually, I don't think I have a screw available to show you. Actually, I'll pause the video, I'll get a screw out. Alright, so here's the screw. Let me show you the bracelet link. I'll zoom in on this in a moment. So here's one of the links. It's quite a beefy bracelet. It's thick. So anyway, let me zoom in on the screw and I'll show you what I was kind of talking about. So the thread is on the head of the screw here. Right there, but it kind of wobbles around too. Let me see if I can show that. So can you see that? The screw head is attached to the pin, but it's got some play to it there. I don't know if I've seen that before on another watch. So I just noticed that when I was changing the bracelet to match my wrist, or sizing the bracelet. Yeah, it's a nice looking watch. It's a bit big for me. This is actually a Random Rob Tour watch, so I'll be shipping off to the next guy here soon. I have a couple more videos in mind, some comparison videos. I should take a weight on this as well. It's really quite heavy. So anyway, I have a couple of videos in mind for this. I'll compare it to a Samurai and some other watches I have laying around. But yeah, as always, if you could subscribe to my channel, I'd appreciate it. Leave a comment below. What do you think about this watch? Do you like a full lume dial? I'm kind of mixed. I have mixed feelings on the full lume dial. Yes, they look really, really great in the night or when you're showing off the lume, but I don't know about them in the daytime so much anymore. But I do have a couple, and I'll show those with this as well. So anyway, let's I'll pause the video here and we can look at the lume. Well, not quite a fair comparison, but I figured I'd throw in my SKX 009. Now the ISL-26 is a little bit higher off the table due to the bracelet. It's compared to the Jubilee bracelet, but it's definitely bright. It's really bright. So yeah, I mean, not much more to say about that. It's not quite as bright as it looks on camera, but it's I would say the full dial is about the same brightness as the hands on the SKX. It is dying down a little bit though, and I did just blast this with the UV light before running the video again here. So, all right, well, as always, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.